welcome everybody. For those of you who are joining for the first time, what we do here is we mix English practice with mindset development. We explore and chat about things like confidence, habits, growth mindset, flow, motivation, learning, happiness, grit, core values, mastery coming up soon, and more. If we do this, we get a lot of speaking practice. Your English gets better and you get better. Excellent. So this is a Heroic English X meetup. And what we are going to discuss today is meaningful work, hard work and meaning. Let me share what I've prepared today. There you go. And anyone can volunteer to break the ice today with what do you think is meaningful work? What comes to mind when you hear that phrase, meaningful work?
Hi, everyone. I can start if you don't mind, but first I'd like to ask you if you can hear me well.
Perfect. Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, no problem.
So, when it comes to meaningful work, first of all, I think that it is kind of work that you really like, that you can see the the fruits of your labor, and it is something that you do and you see the result, and you like this, you really love it, and this is something that is your choice that you do it with your inner intrinsic motivation, and this is how you get motivation to continue to get better, because you know that you love what you do, and this is the main reason, the main point. You love what you do, therefore you see the result, and this work is meaningful in this case.
I love what you said there about intrinsic motivation, and we have to actually compare that against the opposite, which would be extrinsic motivation. And when it's intrinsic, you choose to do it versus you are forced to do it. A lot of times, unfortunately, a lot of people are forced to work at a certain job because that's the only possibility that they have, and they have to provide for their family. And unfortunately, a lot of people find themselves doing the opposite of meaningful work, right? And it's not ideal, but it could be seen as a means to maybe later advancing and finally achieving, this position of being able to actually do the work that you are meant to do, right? Love what you shared, Kate. And Vera, raising your hand. How about you? What do you think about this concept of meaningful work?
Just I want to say, Kate mentions that you are seeing the result, but sometimes you cannot see the result immediately. For example, if it's about upbringing children, you will spend years and years before you will see the result, before you will see how good person good or bad person they are.
Yeah.
But still, if you are in love with it, so I suppose to say that it can be about your official job, but if you in love with it, or for example, it can be about volunteering, since that you are doing, yes, since that you are doing for free, but again, yeah, you are motivated, so you are getting you are getting pleasure.
Yeah,
yes, you
absolutely.
are getting pleasure from it.
And volunteering is almost kind of by default meaningful because you're choosing to do it, right? You're volunteering yourself. So And yeah, I actually had missed that part where Kate, you mentioned the connection of like seeing the results, and you actually nailed it there because we want to read a text as we usually do in our Short English X meetups, and there is a mention of that as one of the ingredients. So great job there, Natalia. What are your thoughts on this? You're muted.
Work, which was
Okay, good.
do you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Yes. So I have an example of the work which is meaningful, but at the beginning it was not meaningful for me at all because it was not my decision to do this kind of work. But as a result, we have a course book for students. We wrote this course book, and I see that the result is good. So not only I can use it, but my colleagues can use it. And it was not intrinsic, but extrinsic motivation. So I was forced to do this work. But now I see that we have a product and we can provide ourselves, our students and our colleagues with this course book. And I want to show you another book. So this is book of my colleagues. It's English for specific purposes, inclusive education. So, and I also work the Institute of Inclusive Education. I teach English there, and it's very good that they created this book 2 years before, and I can use it, and I don't have to think how to prepare for lessons. So everything is done by them. So it's a good product. And I think this work is meaningful.
Yeah. That's an interesting point you bring up there. Something that starts off being a little bit extrinsic, but sometimes it might transform itself and become something that you start to like and love. I think I mentioned that in the video that I made on how I would teach Messi English now that he went to the United States. And I feel that Messi and his relationship with English is like extrinsic, like, oh, I have to learn it now that I'm here. Of course, he is Messi, a super world star, and he doesn't actually need to do it because he's above that. He's past having to actually do it. But if he actually felt that obligation, it would be extrinsic. I don't think he has a passion for languages or anything like that. But I was saying, okay, I'm good with that. I mean, I'll take it. You know, it's extrinsic now, but maybe as he starts to actually learn English and start to see his progress, he is going to find to connect with it in a deeper way, and it becomes all of a sudden intrinsic, right? Love that. Love that. You kind of like how we start to discuss about the topic of motivation, which is actually quite relevant to the topic of work and meaningful work. All right, guys. So it is a big group now. So in order to kind of like maximize all of us talking, we are gonna go as we usually do on breakout rooms. And please go ahead and actually go to the link I shared. It's in the chat. That is where you're gonna see the other two questions that we are gonna discuss in a breakout room. Let me see exactly what my plan is. All right, so we're gonna go on small groups, let's say 3 people, 4, and we have 2 questions. What does this quote mean to you? The quote is, hard work is a prison sentence only if it does not have meaning. So reflect on that and discuss your thoughts and your interpretation of that quote. And the other quote is, in your opinion, sorry, the other question, what are some ingredients that make work meaningful, right? So what are the individual elements that make work meaningful? And of course, you have the definition there of you know what that is, meaningful, then in case you didn't know that adjective, let me share this here. The two questions. Let me now set up the breakout rooms. One sec. 16 people today. Let me see. All of us are here. All right. Yeah. Arundhati.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to hear you. Just want to make sure you are online. Excellent. Perfect. And we have someone just joining now. All right, so let's go on some breakout rooms. So 16 people, that is maybe 5 groups or 4. Is it 5? All right, guys. So those are 2 questions. Have fun discussing that. Good to see you here. And Jader, second time joining us. Awesome. Great to see you back. All right, so guys, the questions. You know the quote? Let me just put it here. Hard work is a prison sentence only if it does not have meaning. Wow, it's an interesting quote. When I saw it the first time, I saw, okay, it makes sense. Does it make sense to you? G,
Mhm.
what did you
Yeah.
thought?
Yes. I think I agree with this quote. So yes, of course we know hard work works always, but if we make something successful or effective or to do something, so we have to approach in a holistic way, not in one way. So if we do hard work and we have a wrong direction or maybe a different purpose compared to my intrinsic purpose, different from my intrinsic purpose, so it can lead to a different destination. I mean, the way I want to go. So always we think about, before we do hard works, we think about where are you going now and why we do things like that. So it is related to the next question. So we have to put something personal, individual ingredients into the hard work. So by doing so, we can motivate it until get to the final destination, and we will not miss the way. So that is my idea of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I really love what you said there, destination and direction. And it makes sense, right? Because if you see your job as something like it's a vehicle to taking you in a certain direction, then all of a sudden that has meaning, right? If it has direction, it has meaning. I really like and agree with that. What do you think, Diana, about this idea of, direction, meaning, meaningful work, and, going back to just this quote?
Yes, of course, because if, for example, it's a bad job for me, I am not going to enjoy that. I get bored all the time. In my case, for example, if it's monotonous, I mean, a word that is not challenge for you, because I love learning new things every day. So, for example, in my case, I am a teacher. So it's very common. You find teachers that every day teach the things about the same way long time ago. And I think that it not should be that way, because the people change, the times change a lot. You have to do creative, innovative. So I think that the job, it depends also about you doing the things.
Yeah, and things that you like doing, right? Because if it engages that creative side of you, which you just mentioned, if you are a person that enjoys doing creative things, then there's that connection there with something that you value It's something that the job requires, and so you feel happy about that. But you also mentioned monotony, right? Something like if it feels monotonous, yeah, I can see how, yeah, that's hard really, like if something is monotonous, and yeah, it's hard for it to be actually meaningful, I guess. Jader, what do you
Hi.
think?
Yes. I think pretty much the same as Diana, because I mean, when you are in a job that you don't really enjoy, that you have to do it because I mean, we all need to earn money to give food to our family. So in that case, it's you feel like in a prison because you're not enjoying that. You just go because you have to. So that's yeah, for me that's the meaning, because I mean when you have in a job and you're enjoying, you don't see that like a job. It's that something you're enjoying, something you love to do, and you do that with passion. But in when you don't enjoy your work, it's kind of difficult. You're with our stress. You're like waiting for the end of the day only to go back home. So yeah, that's the meaning for me about the sentence, about the
Yeah,
quote.
yeah, and you mentioned, you know, yeah, not everybody has the privilege to really be occupied with work that it is actually meaningful for them. And of course, it's something that it's a means to an end sometimes. Like, of course, priority is if you are the woman of your household or the man of your household, like you have to provide for your kids or for your family in general. Yeah, sometimes it's just work you have to do, but it's also like an sort of like a mission that you should have to, okay, right now I find myself in a situation where I have to actually just work to get something in return, and I don't have a lot of choices other than that. But like in the long term, like it should be like a mission for you to be working towards, doing work that feels and that is meaningful, right? Yep. Yeah, there might be some seasons of your life where, yeah, you would have to do work, any work, just to support yourself and your family. Yeah, totally. And the other question, if we could maybe just come up with some ingredients that you would think would make work meaningful, right? I think we mentioned, uh, Chijun, you mentioned a sense of direction, which, wow, yeah, that's great. What else would you guys say would, contribute to making your work meaningful?
Okay, I would say that your coworkers, I mean, sometimes we are working with coworkers that mm, I don't know, they are not in like a they're they're I mean, I don't know if I would say like they are not good people. That sometimes we have to work with people that is difficult,
Yeah,
that always have a bad as everything is a problem. So I think a good environment, a good uh, work environment is with people that, hey, it's our job. We have to do it in the best way. Also, there are people that everything you say, they just took it, take it personally. Sometimes it's only the job. So I mean, good coworkers, I think is a good ingredient to have a good work environment.
that's so true. Yeah, absolutely. Diana, any other further thoughts on that?
Yes, I am agree with each other completely because the environment is very important. It's about you how feel. And also, it's important for me. Let it be a challenge. Let it be fun. How I
Challenging.
said before. Yes, let me learn new things. But yes, the environment is it's very important because many works it's necessary work in team. So yes, it's maybe one of the most important things. Yes.
And you hit it right. You hit the nail right on the head there with the challenging part. Because I'm cheating because I know what the text that I chose actually mentions that. And what Kate shared earlier about like the connection of your efforts and your results. So love it, love it. We have a little bit over a minute. Yeah. What else could we say about like ingredients? Trying to add something novel because I've cheated and I know what the text says, but something that is I want to talk about like this idea of kind of like a spectrum, right? Where okay, you don't like your job and you're just doing it for the money. And the end of the spectrum would be you love your work and it gives you money, of course, right? We're talking about work here. Although we could talk about like just an activity, like learning English. Is it meaningful for you or not? Like it doesn't necessarily have a financial gain that. But there is something like in the middle sometimes when you actually like your job, but it is not really all that meaningful. Like it doesn't really like you know gets to that point, right? Because just remember like the job or like my previous job. I enjoyed it and I liked it and people were great and everything, but I don't know if it was meaningful. So just to ponder on that idea, we're gonna go back now and maybe we can discuss a little bit about that. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you in the main room.
See you.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
All right, we're back. And what do you guys think about this idea that, maybe you could like your job, but that doesn't necessarily mean it is meaningful. It's like a spectrum, right? When it's not meaningful and you're only doing it for money versus the other end when it's meaningful and you're making money. But like it's in the middle of the spectrum and more towards the good end, there might be like different, like a part where you actually enjoy it, but it's not really all that meaningful. It has some meaning, but not like in its highest degree. You see what I'm saying? Because just looking back at the jobs that I've had, yeah, I've enjoyed them, but I don't know if they've been meaningful, like the most meaningful they could be. You know what I mean? What do you think? Any ideas? Just sharing that, just thinking out loud as I say that.
If you don't mind, I'd like to share my experience.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm a civil servant with more than 10 years of experience, and my work is not something that I've chosen, but I really like it. I really like it. It is a job related to connected to communication with people and helping them, and of course, I can see that it meaningful for me and for other people, and of course I like it, but only to some extent, because there are some other things that I'm into, and I see that there is also a big purpose in other things that I'm engaged into. So it is something that I can combine, and I can find myself fully satisfied in both of those areas. But anyways, for example, for this time, I prefer more my self-education, because now I'm on maternity leave, and self-learning and self-education, it is something that I prioritize now. But at the same time, I like my my main job as well. So this is the way how I can it combine or something.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you repeat what is your main job? Because I didn't catch that.
I'm civil servant. actually my work connected with retired ex-military people, if you can understand what I'm talking about. Military people who retired, who now are retired.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
And
May I say something? So I
Yeah.
think it's a natural process that a person analyzes their life and they search something better. Okay, because we change with time, and actually people say that you need to change your job every 7 years just because to try anything new or like to develop further. And I think only the happiest people can find their vacation for the lifetime, and to do the same thing like for 50 years. I think they are really happy, really lucky. So my mom is such a person. She used to be a teacher, but she is continuing now as a tutor, and I see it's the thing of her life. But not, I think, every people are that lucky.
Yeah, there's this
At
idea
least,
that
at least I don't know what I would like to be still.
yeah, I get that. It's a process of, searching for kind of like, searching for what that is for you. Like, we don't all have all the answers. And it's a process of, just living and, thinking about that. Some people say like work, like when it doesn't feel like work, when it's just, what you do and the work, because the word work has this connotation of, okay, obligation. But some point, if you really love what you're doing, then you forget that it's work. It's just life, And this idea of well, life-work balance, when it's just whole life balance, when it's just, anyway, yeah, some fun ways to phrase that. Anyway, Saman, raising your hand. What's on your head?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Max, allowing me to speak. First of all, I would introduce myself. I am Saman Vitanya from Sri Lanka. I work as a hospital pharmacist. Actually, I have been practicing as a pharmacist more than 25 years. One of my friends from India, Mr. Sunet Kumar, invited me to join this platform. I found it very interesting, advanced platform compared to the other speaking clubs. So, I join a lot of speaking clubs. This is the first occasion for this platform. Actually, I want to highlight that, as you said, work-life balance is very important aspect every worker's life. In here in Sri Lanka, most of private sector employee can, move to one job to another job. If you are not satisfied with the current job, they can move on to another job. But in the government sector, we don't have that chance. Sometimes you have to work for the government until you get your retirement, because there won't be any possibility to change your job in the way. That's the one thing I want to highlight here. Thank you very much once again.
Appreciate that, Saman. Vera, just can you share what you have in your mind, but keep it short so that we can move on. I'm all ears.
Just I want to say it's an old times it's an old time story when people, they were using mostly Skype for communication. I was talking with one guy from India. It was a story about his success. He graduated from Punjab University as a mechanical engineer, but every year their university producing a lot of people like this. So for getting a good job, he used to be special. He have to be special so he chose, besides of his special skills as a mechanical engineer, he decided he will work about his English. So he did not like it, really, but still, every day, 2 years, every day, 2 hours, during more than 2 years, he was working about his grammar. And finally, he got a job in abroad, in Qatar. And still, even after that, he moved to abroad, he was working same 2 hours every day. So it was meaningful work. He did not like, but he was knowing that it is profitable for him, that his salary depend on this, because his bosses from companies, they liked.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there you go.
I guess it's a good example and related to at least to our class.
Yeah, I mean the significance of English fluency, of course. Yeah, it's a great way to stand out, right? Perfect. Love that. Thank you for sharing, Vera. And let's actually now move on to reading a little bit from a book, the passage of a book. And let me share that very quick here. This is from the book Outliers, The Story of Success by Malcolm Gladwell. And he says, those three things, autonomy, complexity, and connection between effort and reward, are, most people agree, the three qualities that work has to have if it is to be satisfying. It is not how much money we make that ultimately makes us happy between 9 and 5. It's whether our work fulfills us. So what is autonomy? A sense of independence and self-directedness in our work. What is complexity? Work that engages and challenges us. So Diana was mentioning challenging. Ji-hyun was mentioning direction in one of the breakout rooms. And then Kate, you mentioned the connection between effort and reward. A comprehensible return of effort. The harder we work, the better the results that we get. Any thoughts and immediate impressions about that? So, there you go.
Seems like the most the best option for us. Yeah. It is totally true that these three factors should make us satisfied.
Yeah.
Our job is satisfying us.
And how about this? Evelina or anyone, the idea that, doing work that we find meaningful and that really like complete us in a way is a bit of a privilege, right? We like not everyone has that luxury in their lives. Do you agree with that? Or and also the other thought that I had is that like not everyone in the world, not like the whole population is gonna do work that they find meaningful. If that was the case, then like the world would stop, because we need people to be doing work that is not the best, but we need someone to be doing it, I guess, right? For things to continue moving forward. Only like more like a smaller amount of people are going to, be able to do work that is meaningful, right? So I guess like the mission we all have is to actually look for that and try to find that and finally achieve it, right? Again, just thinking a bit like out loud here. I'm not sure if I framed that as a question correctly, but feel free to continue sharing about these ideas to anyone. If not, Ahmed, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Max, and hi everyone. I just need to say we all need to work in an environment that dynamic, and we have the ability to grow up and moving from level to another and develop ourselves also, and be ready for another changing in our life. So we all need to develop ourselves, and by learning new languages, by learning new techniques, by learning few new software or anything related to our jobs, and also we need to do our work in an intelligent way, to find a smart way to work, because when you work smart, when you work intelligent, in an intelligent way, in that case, you will find more time to do the things that you need to do. If you need to develop yourself, if you need to go home to play with your kids, or doing a lot of other activities, you can find the time. If you need, maybe also you find some time. You find sometimes to practice or to do or to exercise. Do some exercising in the gym or in your life, or do anything that you like in your life. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Excellent, Ahmed. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, G.
Yeah. Hi, everyone, and thank you. And so, from my experience, when I taught children before, so always the autonomy brought better results than very forced by teachers or by parents like that. So, for example, so if when children study autonomously, so they can find maybe kind of inner motivation from inward. So in that case, they do something what they have to do just autonomously without any kind of outer motivation like that. So, but to become autonomous, I think so finding true purpose or intention, or at least something related to oneself. So it's very important for kids to help them find something related to their fun or their creativity or their seeing their excellence. Also, when we do something, when we become to become autonomous, we have to find our purpose always in the conscious level, because sometimes we can't see the purpose or the meaning. Sometimes we get lost, we easily get lost. So we always think about, keep asking oneself, why I am doing well, what is my purpose, or why asking myself, and try to find and just pick up the motivation in a conscious level. We want to see it actually. So that is very important to become autonomous. That is my idea. Yeah.
Autonomy, of course, like is really, really important. Yeah, I guess there are some jobs that allow us a bigger degree of autonomy. There are some others that are like, but there is always, I think, or should be a little bit of the degree of autonomy. And the ultimate sense of autonomy, I guess, that you get when you are actually your own boss, right? And maybe on a entrepreneurial pursuit. And wanted to ask, has anyone here ever had an experience of, trying to set up their own business, or, be their own boss, so to speak? Is anyone here their own boss right now? Like, would love to hear what you have to say there too. If you are in that position, that I have a boss, and but with Heroic English, it's something that I'm trying to build. I don't have a boss. It's my own thing that I'm trying to build. Anyway, yeah, someone spoke that.
Yeah, actually, in my case, I work as a chief pharmacist in my pharmacy department. So that way, I can say I am a boss in that my department. But in any work, we should have our own autonomy. If you are influenced by others frequently, you may not satisfied with your work. So any worker, whatever your position, should have some sort of autonomy. Then he or she will perform well, rather than, you know, if frequently pushing somebody to this and that, he or she will not work in a satisfactory way. I think any worker should be given some sort of autonomy in order to perform well. That is my understanding. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, totally aligned with that, Saman there. Vera? Come off mute, Vera. You're muted right now. Can't hear you.
Okay, sorry. You were asking before who is his own boss. So I was working like this. I was working during 2 years. I was working as a private teacher. So
yeah, that's, you know, just being autonomous and being your own boss in that sense.
Yeah,
so,
it was cool.
Yeah, awesome. All right, guys. I'm thinking maybe we do a one-on-one of those some groups of 3 people. I think it's gonna be all right. Just want to ask, Arundhati, you still here? Just want to make sure. All right, Arundhati.
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, so you're gonna go in a break room.
Sorry, Max, I have to go, so don't count on me.
Oh, all right.
have
Well,
to
thank you
go.
for letting me know.
Thank you. Thank you
No,
for the
no worries. Have
meeting.
a good day. Take care. So,
Bye.
And
See you.
I would like to inform that 5:30, I need to quit.
all right.
To skip after room. So
Yeah.
it's for
Yeah, Willie, I think we're gonna be done by then. That is in like what 25 minutes, or yeah, 20 plus minutes, right?
okay. So maybe
Yeah.
yeah.
So we just have a couple more questions, and then we're gonna wrap it for the day. So thank you for letting me know. All right, guys. So I have the rooms here, and yeah, we're gonna go there and just. Oh, did I actually mention the questions? I don't think so. Let's see here. So there are 3 questions. Okay, so let's try our best to actually get to them. They are in the document at the bottom. And the questions are, do you agree that autonomy, complexity, and effort reward connection are qualities work needs to have feel meaningful? Basically, do you agree or not with the text we just read? Or would you add anything else, I guess? Have you ever had a job that felt meaningless? How was it so? So share about that. I wanted to make a pair so that could, maybe that's personal. I don't think anyone would have an issue sharing with that. It's about a job in the past, not about your current job. Maybe you want to keep that private, but that's up to you. And then do you think these ideas apply to other activities like learning English? You know, autonomy, complexity, and effort reward. So discuss that in your rooms. Vera, do you have a question regarding the questions?
No, all it's clear.
All right, cool. So guess let's go to the breakout rooms for 15 minutes. All right. There are 3 questions, right? So maybe 15 minutes is gonna do it. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna call it a day. All right. So have fun, everybody. So we have how long? Like what, 4 minutes. Do you agree with autonomy, complexity, and effort reward as being key ingredients of what is what's meaningful work, really?
You ask me or?
Yeah, go ahead, Nicole.
Yeah, I just told the Evelyn.
Yeah.
The autonomy, maybe when the boss is actually a leader. Our autonomy is that the boss, often the boss is just like the boss, and the leader is the one who understands employers and employments, and who understand how workers are doing their job and how they hard work their job, and he feel like that, and he understands what they actually do, because the boss is like, oh, they just do, I don't need to understand that. And if there is a problem, and yeah, I will criticize them, because I don't want to understand what they're doing. It's matter that they are they get the problem. And that's probably partly the answer on the second question, because I was in the company where I often thought that my job is meaningless, because whatever I do, no matter how hard I work, and how hard I tried, there was always or small or big problem what I do. And in the one of the previous company, it was like, oh yeah, it's get the problem, but no worry, we will solve it. It only depends on the employments. How are they?
That's interesting. And I agree, like a good leader or a good boss is a smart boss or leader. Because when you allow your direct report, your employee to work with autonomy, you're enabling them, you are empowering them, and then they can do work that is higher quality, that's better, and ultimately that benefits you as the boss or leader. So like the skill of what's the word? Having the tip of my tongue right now. Delegation. That's a big skill that not everyone has. I was just talking to my brother last night, and he was telling me, "Oh, I need to work on my delegation skills because, you know, it's important." Right, Ahmed?
Yeah, I agree with you that all the managers should give some delegations, some delegations to the employees in the team, so they all can have the autonomy, or all they can have some rewards. If the delegation is something reward to the or a gift to the employees, I think that that's something very, very good. And also, we all couldn't give the delegation to our teams, because I am a manager, and because the responsibility, I couldn't give the delegation to the employees in my team.
Yeah, it's very important for sure. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. We're back to the main room.
Thank you so much, Ivana and Max.
Appreciate it. All righty, everyone. Hope that was fun. Any thoughts? Any reactions? Any further things that you want to discuss about that? Did you all get to discuss or to relate the topic of meaning to your journey learning English?
Actually, we were talking.
Yeah.
we were talking about rewards of learning English, and as one of the main rewards, we mentioned that it is this great communication with all people all around the world, and it is a great reward of learning English. So we can learn from others, we can learn different cultures, and it is one of the greatest rewards, apart from others, apart from job, work purposes, and salary, and own business and things like that. Communicating with people all around the world, it is just great, because apart from your physical environment, you have access to another English speaking world, and it's just great.
That's definitely a plus, I would say, right? Although I have to say, like, I forget, like, the fact that, okay, we all come from different places here in this group. Like, it's something that I acknowledged in the very beginning of, oh, wow, you're from Mexico. How awesome is that? I don't think don't have anyone from Mexico right now. Oh, no, you are, like, you bring your little flag, and I love when I see flags from all over the world, right? But after a while, I kind of forget it, and I just see you as a person, forget about that background. But of course, and whenever I remember that, and I think, wow, how awesome is that, you know? And yeah, we have a pretty diverse group here. That's great.
You know, Max, without visiting any country, we can get to know its culture or what they think about their culture. Like we talk with everyone. They are from this country and that country, so we get to know their culture, their accent, or how they speak, or how do they look like. Or sometimes we talk. Today I was talking to one girl. She's from China, or I was not aware of a lot of things. They comes from China, so I got to know from her. And as we talked about reward, reward, what we will get as a reward by learning this language. First of all, as Kat said, we are talking to others one, they are not from my country. And second thing is that sometimes it can be a demanding job. As in first breakout room, we talked about hard work sometimes it might be a prison, but we are going to get a lot of things if hard work will pay you off someday or other. And definitely we are going to learn this language by this way, and by learning this language we will be recognized in our culture, in our society. Yeah, it is kind of connected with this topic by learning this language.
That's so true. So neat. And yeah, hard work pays off. Even if it's not meaningful, it leads to something later on, I would say. Excellent. Natalia?
I remembered the video with you, Max, when you showed us you at the beginning of your journey, English journey.
Don't mention.
It was
yes,
it was interesting to see these changes, how you pronounced words at the beginning, and how you looked, even how you looked differently. And you were very emotional in your first videos, and now you are. We can see your results, and you can be a motivator for a lot of people. How a person can change in English for the better.
Totally, absolutely. Yeah, you see. And I, learning English and kind of like going to that third question too, like is for a lot of people something that has a lot of meaning, right? And I can tell like everyone here in this group has a meaningful connection with the language, all right? Because people that don't have that connection, they just don't show up in meetings like this. So
and what I want to say is that you have done a great job. You have worked hard to improve. It didn't happen at once. So you had to work meaningfully, to work hard to have these results. So
Mhm.
I envy your fluency, how you speak, and you even don't make pauses in your speech, so it's so natural.
I do
You're
sometimes.
a good example for
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
for all of us.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, Natalia. Thanks so much. And how do you guys feel about, like, relating this concept of meaning with your own journey learning the language? Natalia, feel free to continue on, or anyone else. Is autonomy, for example, something that you possess as a quality in your process of learning English? Like, maybe we can talk about it from that angle.
I'd
think
like to add
autonomy.
something.
Okay, I think autonomy is very important. When it comes to learning a language, you should be able to have some sort of autonomy. You should get the advice from a teacher or somebody else. But it is up to you how you can go. You can build your vocabulary. You can learn lot of phrases, phrasal verbs, and all that. But it is up to you. How do you, devote your time and effort to that learning language? It will give you the benefit. So it is your autonomy, as well as some sort of pressure. Inner pressure should be also there. One of my friend in this club realized, she actually realized me that there should be an inner pressure within us that will that will create a situation we will be able to have our target in a way we can achieve our target in a way that is very successful for us. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, autonomy, that's a big topic. I actually want to do a video on that. And Natalia, you were going to say something?
Yes, I want to say that it's very popular now, and we can hear this idea in different videos, that you can choose your way of learning the language. So you can choose what you like to do, and you will be more motivated. For example, if I like listening to songs, I can learn the language through songs. If you like reading, so you can read more, so you can choose what to do more. Of course, we have to practice grammar, because without grammar, we will speak incorrectly. But we can also acquire grammar from reading texts, from speaking with people, listening. So it's independence when we choose the way how to learn.
That's autonomy. Yeah, in fact, I think the more varied your approach to learning grammar, for example, is, I think the better it is. Like, you get it from many different sources. Excellent. Just wanted to just get it out of the way. Arundhati and Sanit and Saman and Ludmila, too, but you left. There's a form there for you guys. First time joining here, although Sanit, you joined before. Just, it's a survey for you to fill out, but only for the people that I'm just like new people. All right.
Okay, it's okay, it's okay. We'll do definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I guess, yeah, we were getting to the end. I'm open to hearing more ideas if anyone wants to share. There's the link there to the video that Natalia mentioned. You're gonna see me speaking English 13 years ago, and wow, when I saw that video, it was so cringe for me. Like, I was talking about, like, culture, like, when I say culture. Well, I mean, it's funny, how my pronunciation was back then, how it evolved over the years. Anyway, I just mentioned that because Natalia did too. All right, guys. I guess that's it for today. we can call it a day. It was a very interesting conversation. If ever you come across like a concept, an idea, something that you think would make for a good Heroic English X meeting, send that, share that with me, and I'm gonna develop it. I'm gonna plan something around that. I'm open to suggestions. So, but that's it. That's
Oh,
my
Max,
niece
actually,
back there. Yeah,
Max, actually, I have to ask one thing.
yeah.
I made one video on a speaking challenge, and now I think 18 weeks has gone. So can I start with first one?
Absolutely, and I actually encourage people to do that. But you can kind of like be up to date, like do the current week one, as well as you just
Okay.
work your way up from Heroic English #1. Yeah, just go to the guides section in the group, and you're gonna see 2 guides, and you click on the Heroic English challenges, and you're gonna see all the 13 videos or challenges there.
Okay.
Thank you for
Thank you.
asking, isn't it? Jader?
Yes, I would like to say something is I think those topics, I mean, are good, I mean, for all of us, because normally I don't speak about this. So speak about this here, it challenged me like to use, I don't know, new words, or maybe to know that, hey, I don't know how to express that in English. So I want to say thank you because those topic, I mean, it helped us a lot for us that we are learning, because normally we don't speak this in our daily, I mean, I don't speak English daily, but I am pretty sure I don't speak about this. So thank you.
Yeah, totally get you. Appreciate that, frequently that, Jader. And that's the point, really, right? Like, because we talk about these mindset development, self-development things, and yeah, that's something that not a lot of people, talk about that often. Yeah, and it's challenging, and we've never had a native English speaker join us, but when someone does, and when someone will do it, actually, they'll also, it's going to be challenging for them as well. And I'm totally sure that that's going to be the case. All right, guys, thank you again. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you on Wednesday if you're coming to English Happy Hour. If not, same time, same day, next Saturday for Hearing English. That's our big moment of the week. And then, of course, I'll see you during the week in the group. Continue sharing your challenges and being active in the group. And see you then. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Thank you,
Bye.
guys.